Welcome back, everybody. This is Frank from America's Geopolitics. Today we got a great topic. In the comments, I hear a lot about how BRICS is going to take over the dollar. Well, today, let's take a deep dive into BRICS. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that button for some more hard-hitting geopolitical analysis. BRICS, the alliance that won't work. BRICS is expanding, and its leaders are making big promises. More members, more economic power, and if you listen to them, it's going to be the end of the dollar. But let's get real. The BRICS countries don't even trust each other, and the moment they start making serious moves to replace the dollar, the US has a response waiting, one that could wipe out their economies overnight. That's right, Trump has already warned BRICS nations, mess with the dollar and you're looking at 100% tariffs on everything you sell to America. And here's the thing, most of these countries, they need the US market a lot more than the US needs them. Let's start with the obvious. BRICS isn't a team, it's a collection of rivals. China and India, they've had actual border skirmishes in the last couple of years. Saudi Arabia and Iran just spent decades fighting a proxy war in the Middle East that Saudi looks on the verge of winning. Russia and China, Moscow is begging Beijing for economic help, but China quietly exploiting Russia's weakness instead. And despite all the anti-Western rhetoric, these countries rely on Western markets. Even China, the supposed leader of BRICS, still depends on the US consumers. Russia, without Europe, they're stuck selling oil at a discount to India and China. Saudi Arabia, the US is their biggest security guarantor. Without American support, the House of Saud wouldn't last a year. Every few years, BRICS claims they're going to create a new currency to replace the dollars. And every few years, nothing happens. Why? Because the dollar isn't just a currency. It's the foundation of global trade. BRICS members still settle most of their deals in dollars because their own currencies are too unstable. Even China's yuan isn't a real alternative. It's heavily controlled by Beijing, and nobody trusts a government that can devalue its currency overnight. The dollar still makes up over 50% of global currency reserves. The yuan, barely 3%. If BRICS really wanted to challenge the dollar, they'd need a stable, trusted alternative. And as of today, they don't have one. The US response? Tariffs, trade wars, and military moves. Now here's the part BRICS leaders don't want to talk about. What happens when the US fights back? Trump has already promised 100% tariffs on BRICS nation. That's a death sentence for China's exports, a crisis for India's trade and energy market, and also a meltdown for Saudi Arabia and Russia. And let's not forget military power. The US controls global trade routes. The moment BRICS moves too aggressively, the US Navy can shut down key shipping lanes. Just now. BRICS, a talk shop, not a threat. Look, BRICS isn't going anywhere. It'll hold summits, make grand statements, and keep talking about a post-Western world. But the reality is, this alliance is more fragile than it looks. Too many rivalries, too much economic dependence on the US, and no real plan to replace the dollar. The US isn't losing global influence, it's adapting. Trump's trade war with China is already forcing manufacturing back to North America. The US energy boom means it doesn't need BRICS oil. And if BRICS wants to play hardball, the US has the economic firepower to make them regret it. So what do you think? Is BRICS a real challenge to the US, or just a group of countries making noise with no real ability to change the system? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more hard-hitting geopolitics. See you next time.